Okay, class, good morning. Okay, so class, before we proceed to our topic, can you please arrange your chairs? Okay, very good. And can you please pick up some of paper under your chairs? Okay, and please take your seat and please sit properly. Okay, very good. So our topic for this morning, we will talk about the bar graph and table. Okay, and for now, I will give you our objectives or the outcome of our topic. Okay. And our first learning objective is that you will have to interpret bar graphs and tables. Okay. And our second objective is you will to describe the relationship of the information in a bar graph and table. Okay. But before we proceed to our topic, let us first recall our classroom rules. Okay, so what will be our first classroom rule? Okay, our first classroom rule is be positive, and second, be polite, and third, be respectful to your classmates and teachers, and the fifth, the last is be prepared. Okay, so that would be our classroom rules. Okay, so since our topic is all about bar graph and tables, okay, so I will now give you the definition, what is the bar graph and what is the table. Okay, so here we go. Now the bar graph, it is a report about something that uses rectangles called bars. Okay, and this is the example of the bar graphs here. As you can see here that this shape, it is a rectangles, and that is what we call the bars. Okay, so how about the table? Okay, the table, it is a report that is using numbers to describe something. Okay, and it is the one of the example of the table. Okay, again, it is the bar graph and it is the table. Okay, so this time we will have the activity. Okay, in the activity, I will provide for you a story and I will be the one to read the story. Okay, but before that, let us first recall our the steps in listening the story. Okay, so class, what will be the first step in listening to the story? Yes, Diana, please stand up. Okay, very good. Our first step in listening to the story is you must have to sit properly and listen carefully. Okay, very good. And our second step in listening to the story is, yes, you will have to identify the settings of the story. Okay, very good. And now, are there other answers? Yes, Carl, stand up. Okay, very good. Don't speak when the teacher is reading the story. Okay, so do you understand? Okay, very good. So now let me read for you this story. And as I've said a while ago, you have to sit properly and listen carefully because after reading the story, I will give you some questions for you to answers. Okay? Okay. So here we go. Now this story is entitled The Blessing of Nature. Okay. Now, Mang Pedring is a farmer. His wife, Aling Fe, is a vendor market. Okay, they have two children. They love their children very much. On Monday, Mang Pedring and Aling Fe sold 22 vegetables in the market. And on Wednesday, they sold 31 vegetables in the market. And on Friday, they sold 50 vegetables in the market. Okay. Mang Pedring and Aling Fe love their children very much. Okay. So class, are you ready for the questions? Okay, very good. So, my first question is that who are the characters in the story? Yes, Diana. Okay, very good. The characters in the story are Mang Pedring, Aling Fe, and their children. Okay. So, what is the work of Mang Pedring? Yes, Diana. Yes, very good. Mang Pedring is a farmer. And how about Aling Fe? Okay, the work of Aling Fe is a vendor market. Okay. Now another question is that do Mang Pedring and Aling Fe love their children? Is it yes or no? Okay, yes, they love their children very much. Okay. Now another question. What will happen if Mang Pedring did not plant any vegetables? Okay, what will happen to them if they did not plant any vegetables? Okay, very good. Of course, they will have nothing to eat. Okay, they will have nothing. They will have no money to buy for their needs and for their food. Okay. Okay, so let us always remember that the nature can also help us. We can plant vegetables and fruits so that we can have something to eat. Okay. So for now, let's go back to the story. Okay. So let's go back to the story. How many days did Mang Pedring and his wife sold fruits in the market? Is anyone can answer? Yes, they sold their vegetables in 3 days. Okay, very good. So what are the days mentioned in the story? Yes, Carl, please stand up. Okay, the days that are mentioned in the story are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, very good. So how many vegetables did Mang Pedro sell on Monday? Okay, they sold 22 vegetables. Okay, very good. And what about on Wednesday? Okay, they sold 31 vegetables. Okay, very good. So this time, I will present a table. Okay? Okay, so all of your answers are correct, but this time we will have another activity. Okay? And all you have to do is to answer all the questions that I will give it to you. Okay. So, but before that, you have to study first what is in the table. Okay? And as you can see here, it includes the animals that found in Aling Susan farm. Okay. Now I will paste it on the board and you will have to study. Okay, that is a animals that included in Aling Susan farm. Okay, so here we go. Now here is the question. Okay, this question is related to this. Okay. Now, how many chickens are there in Aling Susan farm? Yes, Kiana? Okay, very good. As you can see here, that there are 20 chickens that found in Aling Susan farm. Okay, and how many pigs are there? Okay, very good. There are 15 pigs that found in Aling Susan farm. Okay, very good. And how about cows? Okay, cow is, there are 40 cows. Okay, very good. And then how many animals are there in all? Okay, very good. There are 75 animals are there in all. Okay, very good. So this time, let us take a look in the table, okay? How did you know, class, that the number of animals in Aling Susan farm? Yes, Kiana, please stand up. Okay, very good. We can find the number of an animal if we look at the number beside the name of the animal we are looking for. Okay, so here we go. We can only find the number of the animal if we look at the number beside in it. Okay, now, as you can see here, you cannot find the number of the chicken if you didn't look the number beside in it. Okay, if you look beside in it and the chicken, you can now locate or you can now identify how many chickens are there. Okay, so that is the answer. Okay, so all of your answers are correct. So congratulations. Okay, but this time we will have a game. Okay, I will present to you a table first. Okay, here is the table. Okay. Now here is the table that I will provide for you. Now in the table you can identify how many flowers are planted in the FMMS. Okay, as you can see here that it included the flower. Okay, and I want you to study and identify how many flowers are there. Okay, so place it on the board. Okay, so here we go. Okay, now we will have a game. Okay, we'll have a game this time, but I will group you into 5. Okay, and each group have a name of their favorite animals. Okay, and after that I will ask several questions about the table. Okay, and if you want to answer, you have to make the sound the animal that is from your group. Okay, very good. So do you understand? Okay, very good. But whoever has the most points shall win the game. Okay, very good. So please study the table. What is in the table? What are those included in the table? And what are those flowers planted in the FMMS? And then afterwards, I will give you several questions. You can only answer the questions if you study the table. Okay? Okay, very good. So please study the table. Now here we go. Now here is the question. What is the table about? Okay. Yes, cowgirl. Okay. The table, it is a report that is using in numbers to describe something. Okay, very good. Now the second question is that how many sentences are planted? Okay, there are 18 sentences planted in the FMMS. Okay, and how about the Kalachuchi? Yes, to grow. Okay, there are 20 Kalachuchis planted in the FMMS. Okay, very good. Then how about the rose? How many roses are planted? Yes, cowgirl. Okay, there are 6 roses planted in the FMMS. Okay, then how many orchid planted in the FMMS? Yes, 2 girl. Okay, very good. There are 40 orchids. And how many ilang-ilangs planted? Yes, cowgirl. Okay, very good. There are 9 ilang-ilangs. And how about the yellow bell? Okay, there are 3 yellow bells. And how about the daisy? How many daisies are there? Okay, very good. There are 12 daisies. Okay. flowers are there in all? Okay, very good. There are 108 flowers that planted in the FMMS. Okay, so here is my follow-up question. Okay, are you ready for the follow-up question? Okay, very good. And how do we know the value of the bars in a bar graph? Okay, we can know the value of the bar if we look at the number closest to it. Okay, that is the easiest way to locate the number in the bar graph. Do you understand? Okay, very good. Now, another follow-up question. How do we know the value on an object in a table? Okay. Is anyone can answer? Yes, Carlo? Yes, very good. We can know the value of an object in a table by looking for the number written beside it. Okay, very good. So all of your answers in our group activity are correct. Okay, so congratulations. Okay. Now, we have the group activity, okay? But I will group you again into 5, okay? And I will give you the empty bar graph together with the story, okay? Now, here we go. Here is the story, okay? Okay, in this card, it include the story, okay? It include the story. All you have to do is to read the story in here for you to complete the empty bar graph here. Okay, it is the empty bar graph, okay? It is the empty bar graph. You can only answer here the empty bar graph if you read the story, okay? So this time, you will have to read the story, okay, for you to answer the empty bar graph, okay? But before that, before you answer the story and complete the empty bar graph, I will give you the rubrics. Okay, I will give you the rubrics. Okay, rubrics in checking your group activity. Okay. So for the 5 points, okay, if your groups shows eagerness and great interest, and all of your group mates helped in doing activity. Okay, that is 5 points. And how about for 4 points? Okay, if your groups shows eagerness to make the activity, okay, and most of your group mates are followers only, okay, and that is 4 points. And for the 3 points, if your group makes the activity but with the assistance of teacher, okay. And for the 2 points, if your group does not show eagerness in making the activity, okay, and that was 2 points. And for the 1 point, if your group does not have interest in making the activity, okay. So do you understand the rubrics? Okay, again, the rubrics, it will be the basis, okay, in checking your group activity. Okay, so the question is, are you ready for the group activity? Are you ready to answer the empty bar graph and to read the story here in the card? Okay, very good. So now, let us start the answering this empty bar graph, and please read the story. Okay, get one and pass, and here we go. Okay, very good. So please answer and please read the story. Okay, I will give you 5 minutes to answer your empty bar graph. Okay. Okay, class, time is now end. Okay, and this time I will be going to collect your works, and I will be the one to check that, and I will return your paper tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so for now, give me your papers. Okay. Okay, thank you, and here is your paper. Okay, here's your paper. Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, so for now, I will be going to give you the another story. Okay, and you will also complete the empty bar graph. Okay, do you understand? Okay, so here we go. Here is the story. Okay, here is the story. As you can see here, the story is entitled Kuya Dindoy's Bakery. Okay, and in Kuya Dindoy's Bakery, you will also read the story. You read the story and understand what is in the story, and for you to answer the empty bar graph here, it is the empty bar graph here. You will only answer. You will answer this if you read the story of the Kuya Dindoy's Bakery. Okay, do you understand? Okay, very good. So for now, I will be going to paste it on the board for you to answer. Okay. Here we go. Again, read the story for you to complete the empty bar graph. Okay, very good. And again, it is your empty bar graph. Okay, as you can see here that it includes the pandesal, the munay, the ubi, and the bandikoke, and all of these breads, it is included in the story of Kuya Dindoy's Bakery. You can also fill up this one if you read the story. Okay, do you understand? Okay, very good. Okay, here we go. So for now, let us start answering the empty bar graph, and please read first the story for you to answer the empty bar graph. Okay, so please start answering. Okay.